Greetings, everybody. Is my hair tall enough for the show? Anyway, so yeah, long time no see. I got an email from a sweet young lady. She sounds really sweet anyway. Saying she misses me and where the hell have I been? She also wants me to cover a couple questions, which I will if I have time. So can you hear me? Can you hear me now? So there was a guy not too long ago responding to my video talking about astrology a little bit. I think I took down that video actually. But because I mentioned my family and I don't want to denigrate my family and all that, you know. So he was saying that he can't wrap his head around how someone could be open to astrology, I guess is his argument. It sounds like his argument is that he doesn't think astrology is even possible, or is even possible that there's any validity to it. And he was arguing with me. I think he even made a video response to me. I saw some sort of response to Mike Hart, 30-minute video on astrology. And from what I saw, his only argument was because he didn't think the Capricorn sun sign fit him. And it's like, there's so much more than just your sun sign, by the way. And not only that, I think Capricorn did fit him very well, because if he's really an INTP, we're very different people, because I have an open mind and he doesn't. That's basically how I see it, because I even told him I don't believe in astrology. I think I even said it in that video. I'm just open to it. I see that as way two different things. I'm open to almost anything besides things that are just obviously stupid, like flat Earth and stuff like that. But I'm just a very open person. If you can't, give me any rational reason to not believe something, then I'm going to remain open to it. Give me some logic. And, I didn't find his arguments convincing. And all I'm saying is I'm open to it. And he said something like, you'd have to give me some kind of reason to believe that the time of day you were born has anything to do with your personality. And my first thought to that is, like, how do you know it doesn't? So I think that's the difference between me and this guy, is maybe he's a materialist, which for me, I think materialism is self-defeating. I don't think it's rational at all. So that's probably part of it. But I think the only way you could believe that is to have some sort of anti-supernaturalist bias, because to me, I mean, how do you know there's not some sort of mystical order to things behind the universe, like beyond our comprehension, beyond our senses? And I personally believe it's illogical to think there isn't a supernatural reality. I think that's irrational. I guess that's my take. I'm just open. I'm just open to it. And I have seen some things. Like I said in that video, I've seen some correlations. Like the Earth signs tend to be pretty unimaginative. Not every single one, obviously, but I don't know. I think there's some truth to it. I don't think it's like set in stone truth, but I do think there's some truth to it. So, but I also made a disclaimer in that video that I don't think you should delve into astrology too deeply, because I believe it is associated with, it's too closely tied in with like witchcraft and occultism and Satanism and stuff like that. And I would caution not to delve too deeply into tarot and astrology and things like that. You probably think I'm crazy for saying that, but seriously, that stuff is you're messing with negative energies that you don't want any part in your life. So even if you don't realize it, it's just cards or something, I'm just playing with cards. No, it's not that simple. So, like I said, there's a supernatural reality that's beyond our comprehension, beyond our senses. So things don't work how you might think. So yeah. But yeah, I would caution not to. I do it. I play around with it mainly for fun. Like I said before, I was interested in Chinese astrology for a while, and I actually would look up random celebrities and presidents and stuff like that. Look up their birth year, look up their birthday to see what Chinese sign they were, and because of that, I got really good at I have a lot of celebrities' birthdays memorized, mainly their birth month and year memorized. So I actually like to play this game sometimes where people ask me, "Hey, what about this celebrity?" And I'll tell them, the month and year they were born, because that's just how my memory works. For some reason, if it's numbers or dates, I remember them forever. So, my ex-girlfriends always thought it was cool that I knew all my credit card numbers, all my account numbers, all my old addresses, all my old phone numbers. It's something to do with numbers. I always remember them. Who knows? Maybe I'm autistic or something. Anyway, no, I'm not going to give the MGTOW guys any more, bait. So yeah, guys. The girl also, the nice lady who sent me an email. Lots been going on, by the way. That's why I haven't, She wanted to know what's going on with the YouTube channel. She also asked me some kind of questions that were kind of irrelevant to that. She wants me to answer which types turn me off, which is an interesting question. We'll get to that. But first of all, with the channel, like I've said before, I don't want to limit this channel because I see limiting your channel to just typology. I mean, I see personality types as such a small aspect of psychology, a small aspect of your life, a small aspect of personality too, really. I mean, there's so much more that goes into a person. Just the example I just gave, this other INCP and me are way different in a lot of ways. He sees the world completely different than me. So there's much more than just your personality type. A lot of people have this idea that another person who's supposedly the same type as them is not like them in some ways, then they must be mistyped. You see a lot of people doing that. Oh, you must be mistyped. You're mistyped. You're mistyped. And instead of just saying, hey, there's other things besides your personality type that can make you different. There's all kinds of things, like the way you're raised, your influences. Like I was enrolled in a Taekwondo class. It was my second martial art class when I was 9 years old, and came across one of the most influential men that have ever been in my life. His name is Mac Newton. You'd probably even look up his Taekwondo school. It's in Phoenix, Arizona, Newton Taekwondo. He even wrote a book called Path to Power. He's an African-American guy, really tough guy. He was in Vietnam, had his hips blown out. He wrote all about it. But he was really tough. If you showed up 5 minutes late, he'd pound on your chest, he'd knock on your head, and scream at you, rough you up, and, send you over the corner to do 50 knuckle push-ups on concrete plates for being 5 minutes late. And my dad had this problem of always being late, so we'd always get in trouble for my dad getting us to school late and getting us to Taekwondo late. He was always late. I don't know why. But I even said that one time that it was my dad. He's like, no excuses. He's the one that taught me no excuses ever. Even if it's legitimate. No excuses, because that teaches you strength. That teaches you to just get it done. So anyway, long story short, I learned a lot of things that the average child doesn't learn. Like discipline, confidence, self-control, hard work, all kinds of things. Positive thinking was the most important thing that he instilled in me. And that is positive thinking and having control over your emotions and having a moral code you live by. So anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent, but most people are not exposed to someone like that. I got very lucky. Even though I only went to that school for about 1.5 years, and I didn't really start training in martial arts until after that, this guy had such a profound impact on my life that I even got his book later on when I was 12 and read it. And that's one of the things that got me into, positive thinking and power of your subconscious and all that other stuff that, you know. Anyway, but long story short, that was a long tangent in response to just explaining why I don't want to limit my channel to just typology. So yeah, I think I don't know, I just don't understand people that want to limit their channel to just typology. I just maybe that's the NP in me. That just sounds like a nightmare. Like it's kind of reminds me of like when my ISFJ mom just wants to retire and crochet the rest of her life. That sounds like a nightmare to me too. So everyone's different. Everyone's got different, you know, ideas of the ideal life. But I don't know. I'm going to. It's good to be able to expand. Just like with the business, you need to be able to expand. Rapid expansion. You need to keep things fluid and flexible. So that's how my channel is going to be. And typology will still play an integral role, an important role. So I'm not saying I'm not doing it, but I'm not going to limit my channel in that way. I refuse. And that's just how it's going to be. Also currently working on writing a book. Yes, I'm writing a book. I've got a lot going on right now. Building a website. Lots of things. I'm a man with a plan right now, guys. Okay? So, that's a little bit about what's going on with me. The other thing she wanted me to answer was, oh yeah, types that turn me off. You know what? Believe it or not, for whatever reason, types that tend to be solely friends to me are NFPs. For whatever reason, like I've had ENFP friends that were like some of the most attractive women I've ever seen, but I'm not attracted to them romantically because they're just, I don't know what it is. It's just NFPs tend to give me more of a friend vibe. I don't usually have like a sexual or romantic attraction to them. And I don't think I ever have, actually. Once. But yeah. Other than that, like, I mean, ISTJ women can turn me off sometimes. Like, yeah. I don't know. They should just be kind of like bitchy, and I don't want to, you know, engage in type bigotry or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. From my experience, ISTJ women can be very bitchy. Obviously not all of them, but that's a turnoff to me. Like, I actually like FJ bitchiness for some reason. I can't explain why, but it's something about bitchiness mixed with feeling that actually turns me on. So maybe that's why FJs tend to be more of the types that I like. Obviously not solely. I've had crushes on a lot of SPs, mostly NFJs and some SPs, but haven't met very many NT women, so I don't know how I could elaborate on that or, you know, give my view on that. But yeah. So yeah, I hope I answered some questions there. Answered the guy with the astrology video. You could even probably look up his video response to me. Let's see. I think his name is Type Pity or... Oh, wait, hold on. Where is it? Type Gripes. Type space GRIPES. And he looks like he has some sort of video response. So, hey, if you want to check out a channel, you know, whatever, see what he has to say there. I disagree. I just think we just have different ways of seeing the world, which is pretty common. So, no hard feelings there. So, yeah, guys, if you have any other questions or video ideas, suggestions, let me know. I'd love to answer them. See you later.